So I thought I would share the replacement of the battery in this Kenwood TS-440sat. I initially opened it up just to check to see if it had the IC10 chipset here, so that I could use some rig control cables on it. And while I was in here, I decided I'd go ahead and replace the battery. The original battery it was a 2032, and months ago I thought I would do this, and I was on Mouser and I was ordering some batteries. I replaced one in a Tektronix 2465A, and I bought a couple of these. That was what was available, and it's a 2430. It's a 3 volt, but it's a little bit physically larger, and it doesn't have the same pinout. So what I wound up doing is the end there, let's see if I can get the video right. I cut a little notch on it and trimmed the edges so that it would fit down in there. And let's see if I can hold it in place and show you what it'll look like. Yeah, I know. I got shaky hands. I can't help it. So anyway, that is about how I was going to put it in there with the little sticky pad. And there's the pin right there that it attaches to. And then the other one is right there. Focus, right there. And so I had some sticky pads that I put on the back, and I'm going to use that to stick to the back. And then I used an old component, the wire off of it, and I twisted that little piece. Let's see if we can get a good view of that. Yeah, well, it doesn't want to focus. I twisted it around its own mandrel, and in that way it will slide over that little end piece right there. And then also the piece down there, that piece. So see if I can't get it attached, and then I'll video it when it's done. So before I solder it, I thought I would share that. I've got the little sticky pad holding it in place, and then I'll attempt to solder both ends. We'll see how that goes. Well, the solder took very well, it seemed like. Got it down there. I believe that wire will be rigid enough. I won't offer any short circuit possibilities. I'll check that as I put it back together. Another thing I used, I started using this stuff as a resin on the where I was putting solder. I don't know why I haven't done that for years, because it certainly makes it flow a lot better, and I don't have to spend as much time down there with a soldering iron risking overheating some components or whatever. So something to think about. Now I'll get it back together, see if it still works. So as I was installing that, I guess, heat shield that goes over this area right here, I noticed it was very close to the negative connection there. I got, a little overthinking here. So I reformed the wire a little bit to give myself more clearance. And I thought, well, wait a minute. If that's the negative terminal of the battery, I wonder if it is has continuity to the case and it wouldn't be shorted out anyway. So I've got my meter clamped to the case, and I'm going to reach in here and touch to the, well, let me change hands. Touch to the positive terminal of the battery, and lo and behold, it does. Take it off. There's the tip. And if I put it back on, there's my continuity. Battery. There we go. So I don't have to worry about it making contact. And so there it is, all back together. Well, I didn't tear anything up. I just made a contact with that fellow you hear in the background in northern Wisconsin. And I'm down here in the Gulf Coast of Alabama, so she still works. I'm happy with that.